Hey, what's up everyone? Tetrick85 here for some more fun with FIFA 10. And in this video, I'm going to be playing Wolverhampton versus Hull City. Now, for this one, I'm going to have the Wolves play in alternate kits, whereas Hull, I'll be having them play in their home kits, even though I'm the home team. As you can tell, when this game was made, both Wolves and Hull were in the Premier League. Now they're in the Championship. Of course, Hull getting relegated last year, and as you can see, I finally am putting my away kit on, and you get to see what the Hull away kit looks like. Now, Hull, they'll line up in an attacking style formation, and they look to press the opposition. As you can see here, the featured player here is Tom Huddlestone with an overall rating of 78. Which is pretty good, considering this is Hull City. We'll get to see the lineups here. Hull has a similar lineup to what I do, a 4-4-2. Which actually I think Hull's is more like a 4-2-2-2. I actually think those kits look pretty snazzy that Wolves have on. And of course, both teams' home uniforms are orange and black, which Hull has a slightly different shade, but still, they look too similar for Wolves to keep theirs on. See, that's identical lineup to when first time I played as Wolves whenever I had them play against Blackburn. And see Hull's lineup. You have Ben Urfa and chore out on the wings, Yelovich and Long as the two frontmen for them. And right off the bat, I tried to force the ball down Hull's throats a little bit. See, early on, Hull having a good time controlling the ball, and I'm not making really good tackles. Hull's just one of those teams I just can't help but like for some reason. I was kind of sad to see them get relegated, but to be honest, I would rather see them getting relegated than Newcastle. So I had to pick the lesser of two evils, which is Newcastle surviving and them going down. But I gotta be honest with you, I think they have a pretty good chance of bouncing back up either this year or next year, depending on what happens. So I don't worry too much about Hull. And right there, Stephen Fletcher hit the woodwork there. That's become, or should I say, that will become quite a theme here as this video progresses.
Fletcher, just to keep it again.
Of course, like I said in the video last time I played as Wolves, Stephen Fletcher now plays for Sunderland, which that team is a hot mess right now. As a matter of fact, their manager Dick Advocat pretty much put the entire team up for sale due to their poor start, which seemed to have worked because they managed to steal a point against Swansea, which I didn't think was possible considering how poor they were against Norwich and Leicester City. See, Millahus trying to make something happen here. Jervis with a nifty pass right there. Doyle just couldn't get there in time. I have to admit, when I play as Hull, Yelovich and Long make quite a team. Though, to be honest, I usually play with the partnership of Simpson and Josie Altidore. You can see that wonderful volley right there by Fletcher getting in at upper far post right there. See, as I play the replay here. And that's what Stephen Fletcher is capable of. I know it's not a really popular opinion for Newcastle players to sign Sunderland players, but if they did have to sign one, I would have to get Stephen Fletcher because I think the guy is quality. I mean, after all, we did get Jack Cole back on a free transfer, and he's been pretty solid too, even though arguably he's had a kind of like a slow start to the season. But I'm not here to talk about Newcastle, I'm trying to talk about Wolves or Hull City, so I do apologize for that.
Fletcher. Clear of the defense, real chance.
And as far as Wolves, they had a promising start to the season with an away win over Blackburn, but now they've been winless in their last 3 games. 2 draws and a loss. Excuse me, 2 losses and a draw. They lost to QPR and Cardiff, and they drew to Hull, which is why I'm playing this particular game, because it was a pretty interesting battle. As you can see, I won the free kick there, but even though the game was played at Molyneux, which is the Wolves' home field, Hull pretty much controlled the game and rode their luck on a good portion of it. And the only thing keeping them from beating the Wolves at Molyneux was a howler by Alan McGregor. He wasn't able to get the ball in and was able to allow the Wolves to get the equalizer. But very hotly contested game, very well played game too. As I was trying to make a pass to Kevin Doyle right there, which I was critical of him in the last game, and I have to say I have to be pretty critical of him in this game here too. I mean, he's not a bad player, but for some reason he just, I don't know what went on with him here. As you see Fletcher scoring there, get used to seeing this because he scores quite a bit in this game.
Goal scored with what's supposed to be his weaker foot, his swinger.
And I almost royally fudged things up here. I don't know what was going on here. And Ben Arfa is one of the better free kick takers that I have in the Premier League, so at least in this game. Former Newcastle player, which he had a very short spell with Hull. He now plays with Nice over in Ligue 1 over in France. He's not a bad player, even though he doesn't have his head in the game at times. His attitude tends to get the better of him, but he's not a bad player. See, I get fouled there, but I got the ball back, so play continues. And Fletcher gets the hat-trick. Which, at this point, I was really starting to get a feel of this Wolves team again, considering how slow my start was to this game.
Referee deserves a pat on the back there. He played advantage, and they've gone on to score. Sometimes the officials are too...
You see, that was a rather bizarre pass though that Hull made. Doyle crosses the ball to absolutely no one, but Hull wasn't able to control the ball, so I managed to win the free kick there, thank goodness. Michael Kitely, I don't remember offhand what team. I know the last... I'm not sure if he still plays for Burnley. That was the last team that I seen him play for. I think he went out on loan somewhere. I don't know about that, but last team, bigger team I've seen him play, or prominent team, was Burnley. Once again, Fletcher hit the woodwork there.
Here's a chance.
Doyle with some nifty footwork there in the box, able to pass it to Dave Edwards. Which he scored in the last game they played against Wolves too, so it's nice to see a midfielder like him contribute besides the attack, which right now, only thing in the attack right now seems to be making any kind of impact is Stephen Fletcher. And with the exception of Kevin Doyle right there with that beautiful work in the box. I do have to admit that was rather impressive on his part. And there's another nifty 2D goal. That's a really, it may not look like it, but that's a pretty tough angle to do a rainbow shot from. And you see that's already his 4th goal of the game. And despite a slow start to this game, I'm beating Hull 5-0.
Well, to seize upon the ball there.
Hull once again passing the ball to me. I don't know why, but that's pretty much it for the first half. And as you can see, Fletcher already 4 goals and Edwards with a lone goal. As you see, some of the highlights. Once again, Edwards an awesome volley by Fletcher.
Everything in this game. What do you see if you're a coach?
Total shots. The one shot by Hull was from that free kick by Ben Arfa.
The second half.
And we're ready to begin the second half, and Hull starts things off. See, nice work by Millerhaus there. But unfortunately, though, he does give the ball rather quickly to Curtis Davies. See Ben Arfa trying to make things happen. Nice pass to Jelavic there.
They do come after you when they lose the ball. They hound and harass quickly.
Millerhaus once again trying to advance the attack. Poor decision on his part there.
Moving the ball around well. Lost control of the
Sebastian Basson plays for, I believe, I'm not sure if he got transferred or not, but last time I saw he played for Norwich.
Kevin Doyle. Fletcher. Look at this for a run.
Fletcher trying to make things happen. Nice save there by McGregor. That's not an easy save to make. Good effort by Fletcher. As you can see up in the top, Hall is ready to make a substitution. Oh, that would have been horrible. That would have connected.
Good football from the defender. Tackled out wide. Doyle.
And I was very lucky to escape a foul there.
Fletcher.
And you see there, McGregor didn't have that much luck there as Fletcher scored his fifth of the game.
Win the ball alive.
Which I do have to admit, you know, for this being the second half and playing on the away side of the pitch, I don't have that many issues here. As you see, Yannick Sagro, which is a forward, replacing Robert Ford, which is an attacking midfielder, which on here he played as a winger. So Hall playing with 3 forwards at the moment, and only 1 winger. If you think that's weird, wait till you see the next substitution that they make.
They managed to deal with it there.
Which I'm having a lot. I had a lot of trouble getting on my own end of the thing. If that is like a big criticism I do have of this Wolves team in the second half. See Edgar Johnson making a nice pass there to Michael Tightly trying to pass it, and Doyle trying to make some. And then that's an awesome shot by Fletcher. If he would have scored there, that would have been easily the goal of this FIFA 10 segment so far on my channel. And I'm ready to make a substitution here, which Jarvis looked like he was getting ready to get fatigued, so I'm going to replace him with Stephen Hunt. And that was pretty much just all the substitutions I wanted to make at that point.
Cleared away then. Doyle.
See Kevin Doyle.
He runs as quickly with the ball as other players run
without it. Nice pass to Fletcher there. But he was able to sneak out underneath Alan McGregor. That's number 6 for Stephen Fletcher.
Classical positioning.
Pretty much like a one-man wrecking ball in this game. And I have to admit, I was rather impressed with him. And there's a double sub, and here's that thing on the top out. Paul McShane coming in for Liam Rosen, which is a right back for Paul. And McShane is a center back, so instead of having 2 fullbacks and 2 center backs, they're now playing with 3 center backs and 1 fullback. Must mean that Paul McShane is playing out of position. I don't know what.
Referee had to give a free kick. Good decision. Blue yellow card.
And of course you get to see the handball there once again by Nerfa. Good job on for that part of the wall, but I think this is one of those instances here where I just had trouble getting on my end of the pitch. Kitely's starting to slow down too. And you could tell he was getting close to being tired there because that was not the best of passing efforts on his part.
He's in on goal! Slipped his man. Back on the arrow.
Once again he hit the woodwork, but in that time he managed to get the rebound for his 7th goal of the game. Make it 8-0 more.
Really is being overwatched. They're not showing any mercy. They want as many goals as they can get.
Getting close to the end of the match, but I decided to make a couple more substitutions here while I'm at it. I'm replacing Kitely with Bakary Sacco. And I'm going to put Sylvain Banks Blank in there for Kevin Doyle. And I don't know what team Ebanks Blake plays for now, but he was awesome. He played for Plymouth Argyle rather, and that's why Wolves bought him. But he was good with Wolves when they were in the championship, but unfortunately was unable to make any kind of impact for them whenever they were in the Premier League.
Very good at reading the game like that.
So I'm not sure what team he plays for now. But there is a player that Wolves have now with the last name of Ebanks Lindell, which I'm not sure if that's any kind of relation or anything like that to him, but
Hunt.
See Stephen Hunt with the pass from Doyle there. Doyle's still on the field because that ball hasn't been out of play yet. Trying to make a hard angle shot there.
Didn't show enough determination to keep the ball.
See Kevin Foley right there putting the ball out so I can make my substitution. And as you'll see, Bakary Sacco and Sylvain Ebanks Blake rather. That's the second time I screwed up that pronunciation, but they're not going to have a whole lot of time to make an impact, but Oh, nice flick there by Bernard, and that's the kind of stuff he's capable of too. So he's definitely a winner you have to watch out for.
Hunt. Davis.
Stephen Hunt used to play for
Maybe
Hull.
better advised just to thump the ball clear rather than dribble it out of trouble.
It's kind of a sloppy tackle by Dave Edwards. E-Banks Blake with the pass to Fletcher.
Look at this, did not pick him up, he's in on goal! Good movement.
Once again, he hit the word work. I don't understand.
Good pass, isn't it?
But don't worry, his goal scoring does not end because he's going to get a real good opportunity here.
Plenty of players committed to this
E-Banks
attack.
Blake with a nifty pass in the box there was able to find Fletcher. So he could tuck it in for his 8th goal of the game.
Well, they've been very, very good. Scorelines.
Wouldn't it be something if he could have scored all 9 goals for this team? But Dave Edwards had other plans for that. But what an individual effort by Stephen Fletcher. And see, my tackling got really sloppy towards the ending, and so is my, as well as my passing. I'm really having trouble speaking in this video.
Doesn't concede a goal.
But there you have it. That's the end of the game. As you can see there, Stephen Fletcher pretty much dominated the score sheet there. Dave Edwards with an outsider in the 45th minute. The only other player besides Fletcher to score for the Wolves.
Andy, thanks for your words of wisdom today. We'll see you all again when your team is
95% shot accuracy. I have to admit, it's very good. 80% passing as opposed to 73% on those. Not too terribly great, but not too terribly awful either. I see the summary of the goals and the substitutions. Those subs by Hall are still questionable. I'm still scratching my head over those. Doyle with 2 assists and E-Banks Blake with assists making an impact as a sub. You see all the shots. Even the shots on goal, Fletcher dominated those. But overall, I was really pleased with this game, even despite how much I had to work at it from the start. I mean, Hall really did not make things easy on me, that's for sure, and they're definitely a worthy opponent. I wonder how much harder it would have been if I would put Jay Simpson and Josie Altidore up front instead of Yelovich and Long. Oh well, maybe I'll try that next time I play against them, so, But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will see you guys again next time.